Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a little dive into r/OhNoConsequences. So if you would like to witness some consequences in action, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please, thank you. And of course, quick disclaimer, any opinions I give on the posts we read are just opinions, not facts, do not need to be taken as such. If you have a differing opinion, do feel free to leave it in the comments below. Just make sure you're keeping it respectful. There is no need to be mean to each other because you do not agree. With that being said, let's get into it then, shall we? So, first post was reposted by GamerGirlX77. OOP gives his girlfriend an ultimatum on having children and wants her back after she ends it. So this one has been cross-posted with Best of Redditor updates. So yeah, we're doing a little bit of fun Reddit inception. A post within a post within a post. The original title was Am I the Butthole for telling my girlfriend that we're done if she doesn't want another kid in the future? And it was originally posted by u/Am I the Butthole throw 6 in r/Am I the Butthole. We have a trigger warning for manipulation. Posted 26th of March 2019. Obligatory throwaway because friends know my real account. Background, I'm 28 with no kids. My girlfriend is 26 and has an 8-year-old son from her previous relationship. She was with this guy since they were kids, but when she got pregnant, he dropped the ball. She had it pretty hard during the early years, and it was a huge struggle for her to balance work, school, and her son. She made it work and is now in law school. The kid's dad made a change about 3 years back when his own father died and has since been helping. Better late than never, I suppose. What an absolute dick. We've been together for a year and 2 months, and I really do love her. However, when we first got together, she did mention that she doesn't see herself having other kids, because it was incredibly hard. She values her time alone when her kid is away, and she wants to travel with her son, being that he's bigger now. Also, that she has a school-age kid and doesn't want to start over with an infant. Very understandable, yes, very understandable. Parenting a toddler up until the age of like 5 is a whole different world than when they're in school. It's crazy. So it's just a different universe altogether almost. We were too early for me to complain about it or try to change her mind. It wasn't brought up again for some time. Well, that's on you, mate, because if you were not okay with that, you needed to voice that there and then. Otherwise, it gives the feeling that you slightly manipulated her into staying with you because you know you wanted different than what she wants, but you didn't want to say that. We've read a post very similar to this before, and my opinion, I assume, is going to be the same as it was in that one, that basically, I feel, without even reading ahead, and we'll see if I'm right, he's kept this to himself purely because he thought further down the line it'd be easier to make her say yes, even if she doesn't want to, just because at that point she'll be attached. Anyway. Fast forward to last night, we were watching something and I mentioned that my co-worker has left work to have her 4th kid. Flippin' heck. She said that she couldn't imagine having that many kids. I got a little offended being that my parents had 5. She told me that that's what worked for my parents, but it wouldn't work for her. Yeah, I never get that when people that have big families get offended when people are like, oh, I don't want a big family. Like, that would not work for me. And it's like, well, why are you offended? Just because it works for you doesn't mean it'll work for everyone else. It's like my sister has 5 kids. I have 2. I could not imagine having 5, but she likes it. I wouldn't. You know, it doesn't mean either of us is wrong to feel the way we feel about the amount of kids we chose to have. I asked why, and she listed the reasons above, and that 4 kids is just excessive. I tried to reason it down to 3, or even 2. She says she doesn't want any children but her son, and she let you know that before you continued, you silly sausage. The way I see it, the only reason it was so hard was because of her age when she first had him. My logic is that any future children we produce will be secure, and she won't be alone or have to struggle. For background, I have 4 siblings while she has one sister who lives in another state. She doesn't understand how important siblings are. I told her if she's unwilling to have even one child for me in the future, then we're done. She agreed and said, we're done then, and I'm incredibly hurt. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, you div. What were you doing giving an ultimatum? If you didn't want the person to go, okay, that ultimatum sounds fair, alright then, we'll end. Like, why? Just say, oh, I don't think she'd think it was that hard like the second time round. Maybe she realised that she genuinely can't handle more than one kid. Maybe she really didn't enjoy the infant phase and does not want to do that again. You know, because again, they're very reliant on you up until the age of 5. Maybe she really didn't enjoy that one bit, and she knows that, yes, it's fine because her kid is older now and she can manage, but she knows she struggled so bad during that stage and she doesn't want to have to do it again. It's not for everyone, and the unfortunate thing is, you never know how you're going to manage parenting until you have kids. So, yeah, this is a hill she's willing to die on. She's super smart, but so hard-headed. No matter what I said all night, she wouldn't hear it or budge her views at all. I'm hurt because I made the empty threat and she very easily went through with it. Oh my goodness. This OP is making my brain hurt. I'm not feeling valued at all. Yeah, well, you're probably making her feel like her only value to you is being a human incubator, mate. Like, flip the tables. Look at it through her eyes. See how it would feel to have someone say, yeah, well, if you ain't gonna have a kid with me, I don't want ya. Like, what? I love this woman, and the thought of us having an expiration date kills me. I want to marry her and have kids with her, and she's just uninterested. She also said I was being an asshole and not taking her experiences into account when I totally am. I acknowledge how hard it was for her, which is why I think she would have a totally different experience if she tried again. And what if she didn't? What if she still didn't enjoy it in the early stages? What then? She's had a kid for somebody else, not really that she really wants to have. She's had it for you. And then what then? That kid's gonna suffer. She's not 18 anymore and will have me by her side. I want her back, but I don't know what to say. I think you've stuffed it, mate. I just don't think it's gonna happen, my love. I'm sorry. She seemed very certain when she agreed to the breakup. Please tell me, am I the bought hole? And then verdict was, you're the bought hole. What a shocker. So, comment from OOP, Jesus Christ, I am a fucking asshole. She has a condition. I unfortunately do not remember what it's called, but during her pregnancy, she used to have like mini strokes that would make her face and hands go completely numb. I didn't even think about that. Thank you for your judgment. I know she doesn't want me back, but I'm going to profusely apologise anyway. The other commenters said this, and I'm putting value over a baby that isn't real over her life. How in the world, if you are any kind of decent partner, do you forget your partner telling you that they had a health condition brought on by pregnancy whilst they were pregnant that caused them to have mini strokes? How do you forget that if you are not a good partner? I'm sorry, but that tells us everything we need to know. In my eyes, this tells me this guy is a selfish asshole who is only thinking about what's good for him, what he wants, and it also reaffirms in my mind that he literally just wants her to be a human incubator. And he's like, oh, I've put time into this now, so it's got to be you, because otherwise I'm going to have to start all over again. Do you know what I mean? Ew. to the highest order. So then we have an update, goody. 14th of April 2019. Well, it's been about 3 weeks since my post and my breakup. Ah, the saddest tears and the smallest violin, OP. And it took almost that full time to let it sink in what I've really done. I self-wallowed for some time and attempted to guilt trip her and get my siblings to talk to her for me. What a mistake that was! What a surprise! What on earth? This OP just like is gone. Do you know what? I've done something bad. Let's make it worse. What on earth? She called and ripped me a new one worse than you guys did. She told me that she was thrilled we're not together and that I'm manipulative and disgusting. Spot on. That left me really shocked, and I had to review my behaviour over the time we had been together. I think over my life I always had an idea that with enough perseverance anyone's mind can be changed. That's called peer pressure. That's not changing someone's mind, that's pressuring them into doing something they don't want to do. I don't know where I got this from. I guess I thought it was a sign of being a strong person. Who the hell told you that? Because I think we need to speak to them too. Like taking what you want from life, even when the chances are slim. This guy kind of reminds me of the ones we see on Nice Guys, not gonna lie. That was quite something. That was a sentence, that's for sure. It sounds stupid because it is. Yes. I reread my post just now and cringed the whole way through. Even the language I used showed that she was right and I am manipulative. She's a human being and I didn't treat her with respect. I played with our relationship to get her to change her mind about something very important to her. I deserve what happened. Well, I'm glad you can look back on it and realise that you were a complete turd in the hole. I also have realised that our views on the relationship were a little different. She had never brought up marriage or anything, while it had crossed my mind almost daily because I really was so enamoured. So I probably looked insane going on about having 3 children. It sounds so stupid to me now. Among the things she said on the phone, one was that she found my lack of respect for her body and choices appalling. I wasn't asking her to be forgiven, but I wanted to express how much her and her son meant to me. And as most dumped people tend to do, I couldn't even give a shit about what I was bitching about in the first place. I miss going to the park with her and her son. Those days were nice and calm and I didn't appreciate them. I let some fictional children and my bad habits ruin something good. I have a lot of self-reflecting to do, and while I'm still sad, I know that her dumping me was really for the best. Thank you guys for being honest. TLDR, we didn't get back together and I'm the asshole. Yes, well, I'm glad you can at least recognise it. The steps are slowly being taken to becoming a better person, at least for the next person you get with, but wow. Holy moly, that was something. So, down in the comments, Alistair Button says, always baffles me when someone says, we're done unless, and then gets surprised when they're done. Honestly, yeah. And then Maleficent Hawk 318 says, the funniest time this happened to me was on a second date. The guy I was on a date with informed me that actually he doesn't like dogs, so I'd have to make mine live outside or he wouldn't date me. Oh, lovely. He phrased it pretty much like, I think we have a great future together, but the dogs will have to live outside or it's already over. Mate, you'd be seeing the back end of me, and not in a good way. Before you'd even finish your sentence, I'd be at the door. He looked so shocked when I was like, that's cool, I'm not actually feeling it anyway, have a nice life. I still kind of wonder how he expected that to go. And for the record, he definitely knew my dogs were extremely important to me prior to meeting me. We met online and I basically beat people over the head with that fact in my profile. That's so funny, you know, because my friend said to me a while back that whenever we meet new people, she's almost counting down the minutes until I can't contain myself anymore and have to show off photos of my cats. It's so true. I'm just like, I'm obsessed with the little things. Because at the time, I was both very involved in dog rescue, plus was a search dog handler, so I was well aware that my dogs were a lot for most people. Maybe he was worried, maybe he was like, oh shit, those dogs are gonna smell something on me that I should definitely not have. Maybe that's what it was, you know? Okay then, next post, also reposted by GamerGirlX77. OOP is surprised his ex is thriving without him after he sabotaged their relationship with his toxic nonsense. Ah, fantastic. So it was originally posted in r/Am I the Butthole Relationships with the title, Am I the Butthole for questioning if her feelings were ever genuine now that she's thriving post-breakup. Oh, that's hilarious. That is so funny. But they did that annoying thing where they put the update at the start of the bloody post, so we're going to skip that and we'll go back to it. That really irks me. Naughty. So they say 30M and 26F. Context, about 3 years ago I met this incredible girl and we clicked right away. Looking back, I've spent most of our history self-sabotaging. I'm ashamed to admit it and I'm not making excuses, but I handled things horribly. I'd block her, we'd go months without speaking, and eventually one of us would break no contact and pull us back into each other's orbits. Sounds super healthy. I definitely had a relationship like that when I was younger. Oh my goodness, I look back on it now and I'm like, what were you playing at, you absolute idiot? What a waste of time. About a year ago, I reached out again, genuinely believing I'd done enough work on myself to do this right. Listen, if there is any lesson I can give to anyone listening who perhaps is in a relationship like this or is maybe new to the dating scene and hasn't really done relationships yet, if you break up, 9 times out of 10 you should stay broken up. I know that there's a few very rare times when people get back together and it all works out really well, but if you are breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, having arguments, not talking to each other for a couple of weeks, that relationship is dead in the water and neither of the bodies realize. Like, just leave it alone. It's not worth it. We ended up spending the next year closely in each other's lives. As my feelings for her grew deeper, I completely froze and refused to let us move past being casual. I smell commitment issues. When the reality hit that I needed to step up and commit to her, I panicked. Instead of being honest, I took the worst way out possible. I told her I found someone new. I convinced myself it was the only way to end things cleanly without her pushing back or trying to work it out. She was devastated. She sent me long messages expressing how deeply hurt she was, saying she felt like I never actually cared, that she was never good enough, and that she couldn't understand why we couldn't just be together. It's been 6 months of complete silence now, and the guilt is heavy. I miss her deeply. When I check her social media, she genuinely looks like she's thriving. She's running marathons, super fit, and just living a full, beautiful life. She doesn't post anyone, so I don't know if she's single, but mostly I just keep asking myself if reaching out is a terrible idea, or if she'd ever want to hear my voice again. See, this is the thing though, when you've done something that finally makes it click in someone's head that the relationship is just not worth it, the way that they will suddenly have like that relief, it's like a relief when you finally realize, what am I doing? Why do I keep trying to make this work when it's never gonna work? And you get that relief and then you start doing better for yourself because, you know, you're allowing yourself to let go of all that and start afresh. And that's what she's done. And I think it sounds like the OP needs some therapy, I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like they've got hella commitment issues. It sounds like, you know, they can't hack getting close to people and they need to work on that before trying any relationship again. So we have an update. OP says, I did reach out to her and basically did not get the response I was hoping for. I just don't get it. She's as heartbroken and hurt by me as she says. Why is she doing all this stuff like going out, running marathons, being super fit, camping, etc.? I feel like her feelings were never there and she is not willing to grow with me. You are not willing to grow with you. You've been doing this flipping round and round in circles for God knows how long and it's never worked. As soon as any flash of commitment or like getting really close to each other comes up, you sabotage it. You say yourself that you blocked it. What was it? We clicked right away. Looking back, I've spent most of our history self-sabotaging. I'm ashamed to admit it. I'm not making excuses, but I handled things horribly. I'd block her, we'd go months without speaking, and eventually one of us would break no contact and pull us back into each other's orbits. AKA, as soon as anything starts to go well, I make sure and put a concerted effort into fucking it up. So if that's the case, you can't blame her for not wanting to grow with you when you won't even grow with yourself. You won't even put any effort into yourself. What is the point? And that's exactly what I imagine she thinks. What is the point in ever trying again? Because it never works. It always ends the same. And I don't blame her. And yeah, what's she supposed to do? Mope around for the rest of her life? Even if she is gutted and sad about it. I think at the end there, the OP says it's been 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. You think I'm gonna friggin' mope for 6 months about some bloke who wouldn't commit to me? You got another fucking thing coming, mate. I will be moving on with my life whether I like it or not. You know? And I feel that's what she's done. And good for her. So she should. So, down in the comments, Quicksilver1964 says, I love how he goes, maybe she is thriving because she is moving forward with her life and I'm not there to emotionally drain her. No, she never loved me to begin with. Literally. Pathetic. Men like him should stay away from relationships. Yeah, if you can't commit and you can't give someone commitment, don't pretend like you can and then take the rug from underneath them time and time again. It's just not fair. And then Van Driesen says, he says, why doesn't she want to grow with me? What growth? He thought he was God's gift to women and he was proven wrong. Why is she thriving without me? Because he was an anchor weighing her down. Now that he's not in the picture, she's thriving. He still doesn't get it that he's the problem. I can't believe she put up with his BS for as long as she did. Honestly, yeah. And then the person who reshared this says, he needs to recognize he's the problem or he'll keep doing things like this. Exactly. Because it's gonna leach into any relationships he tries to have if he doesn't work on whatever it is that makes him go to self-sabotage in the first place when things are like looking good. So yeah. There's nothing wrong with her, my love, it's you. Okay then, so I think that's all we've got time for today. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that's your initiation into the Covered Void. Welcome. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye. And don't forget to press the hype button and slap a girl, yes.